All over our country, law enforcement officers in our government are using officer safety as a reason to violate our constitutional rights. It needs to stop. Hey, what's up, guys? Long Island Audit here, back again with another video. Thank you all for joining me live. A very special video for you today. I also have a special guest. But before we get into the video, I just wanted to make a major announcement. So let me bring this up here for every one of you. I've gotten many emails and comments of people who love Attorney Shield and want to be a part of Attorney Shield. So if you would like to invest in Attorney Shield today, you can do so. Become Lackluster and I's business partner for as little as $100 to get ownership and equity into the company so it can keep growing and keep affecting change throughout our country. All right, let's get into the video really quick. First, I want to bring up my friend Rob. Rob, how are you?
Doing good, Sean. How you doing?
Thanks for joining me today, Rob. I just wanted to go over your video. There was a lot of questions I saw in the comment section on Lackluster's video, so I wanted to give my thoughts and to have you here with me live so you can give your thoughts and answer some questions that we got for you, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, Rob, let's get right into the video.
Searching the house would be first doing a protective sweep, making sure there's no other people in the house that would do us harm. Then after that, we would apply for a search warrant to search that house for evidence.
Does anybody here live here? We're gonna make sure there's nobody in there with a loaded gun waiting to shoot us out the window.
We'll go get a warrant.
Viewer named Bob sent me this story from early August 2024. As he returned home, he saw that his daughter and her boyfriend were pulled over by the York County Regional Police Department in Pennsylvania in front of his home. They were being accused of brandishing a firearm during an alleged road rage incident. As Bob approached the scene, he began filming and immediately provided excellent advice.
Why aren't y'all recording?
We recorded the people following.
No, you get pulled over, pull your cameras out, record them, and get name and badge numbers.
So really quick, Rob, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. So a lot of people in the comment section were saying, you know, that's great advice that you gave to your children there. I believe it was your daughter and her boyfriend, correct?
Yes.
So it was great advice. Obviously, big advocate of always filming your encounters with law enforcement for transparency and accountability. It is your First Amendment right. So is there a reason why, you know, they don't have Attorney Shield? Did you just not get the family plan? And because the family plan comes up with up to 5 accounts. So a lot of people were curious about that. Did they not set it up?
Yeah, we hadn't done. I wanted to try out first. We don't have a lot of police interaction. It hasn't happened. I watched your live that one night and I joined and I wanted to see how it worked. And
Cool.
To be honest, I'm really, really glad I got it because this was the first interaction in a while with the police that I'm glad I had it.
Yeah.
And
you know
so,
what?
so we are going to get it. We are on track to get it by the end of this week.
All right. You know what, Rob? I know a couple of the owners over there at Attorney Shield, and we're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure that you have the upgraded family membership, so that way all your children are safe. Everybody's protected by Attorney Shield, so don't worry about it. We're going to take care of it. I'll try and pull some strings for you. All right, Rob?
I appreciate that, but we are getting it. It's something that we learned our lesson because the kids didn't have it. If the kids, the police were here before I got here, and I got a phone call 10 minutes on my way home from work saying the police were up the road. I just figured they were doing radar, whatever.
Right.
But my wife wasn't able to call me and say they're here.
Right.
So,
and that's the thing, you know, the good thing is that when your children do have it, it will tell you exactly where they are. If they can't tell you in the moment, it will send you a text message with their geolocation, letting you know they're having a police interaction. It's such a great feature of Attorney Shield. And, you know, maybe it wouldn't have escalated so quickly where, you know, from the start. And then if you couldn't have been there, imagine what would have happened in this scenario.
Oh.
Let's keep watching the video.
absolutely.
You know you're blocking traffic, right? You know that bus had to go in the grass to get around you, right? Which is illegal.
Get around it. So you're welcome to banter, record, berate me. It's not going to change what I'm doing out here.
Don't give a fuck what you're doing. You're blocking traffic. I couldn't get around you, and the bus couldn't get around you.
The accusation stemmed from a 911 call, and the officers were trying to figure out what to do, as they didn't witness the alleged incident, and the driver refused to give consent to search her vehicle.
Do you give a permission to search your car?
No, they don't have permission to search my car. I did nothing wrong.
They didn't see a gun. Anybody can ride down the street and say they saw a f***ing gun. You can be his little bodyguard all you want. Just stay out of my f***ing camera.
Who's the
Name and badge number.
That's Sergeant Good, number 14. Are you the homeowner here?
Why does that matter?
Well, because I'm going to talk to the homeowner, see if either one can get search warrant.
They're not here.
Okay. Does anybody here live here?
There's a couple people that live here.
Okay. Any adults?
Yeah, there's a few adults that live here.
Can I talk to one of them?
We're talking to one.
Okay, so you live here. Sir, I'm not your enemy. Okay, I understand you're apprehensive. You got a whole bunch of cops here and everything else. I understand that. I'm not here to bust your chops. I'm not accusing you of anything.
I just want to say, he says that I'm not your enemy in order a way to, butter you down, make you feel comfortable. That's why it's always important to have, an attorney with you when you're talking with the police, because police can lie to you. They can and they will lie to you every single time in order to get you to give up your constitutional rights. This officer that we're looking at right now, his main objective is to put someone in jail. That is what he's looking to do.
And Sean, he's asking all those questions.
Call, and
Okay.
they are explained to you or no?
No, the officers did, no.
Okay, all right. So we got a call about a road rage incident.
Mhm.
They gave description of the vehicle, license plate number, description of the occupants. They said somebody waved a gun at them. Okay. So it is he said, she said at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. But we also have to look at the motivation behind that call. Does that happen every day that just somebody randomly just picks out some random vehicle and says, hey, they did whatever?
Does it happen?
It can happen, but does it happen all the time?
So
No,
go
it
get a
doesn't.
warrant.
Okay. Well, then that's what we'll do.
You have to get a warrant.
Okay. All right.
You're
very
not
good.
searching anything on this property without
So
a warrant.
what we're going to do, though, in the meantime, because there's a firearm involved, alleged to be involved, is that we're going to do a protective sweep of the residence. We can do that without a warrant, okay? We're going to make sure there's nobody in there with a loaded gun waiting to shoot us out the windows, okay?
There isn't.
Well, I can't take your word for it.
And
I
you
took
can't
your
search
word
that.
for
You're
it.
not searching.
Look how calm this officer is. He's completely calm. I'm not your enemy. We're going to go get a search warrant. A lot of times they'll tell you they're going to go get a search warrant, Rob, in order to, try and intimidate you. Like, we're going to go get a warrant and we're going to toss your house when they have no probable cause. You need probable cause in order to obtain a warrant from a judge to search someone's property. So, he's just making things up as he goes along for his safety, a safety sweep. Let me ask you a question, Rob. Have you ever heard of a protective sweep before this day?
No, not at all. And the crazy part is, so when they got out of the car, they took a couple book bags out of the trunk, and they didn't do a felony stop. So if they were really worried, they would have done a felony stop. They would have been guns drawn. Like,
That's a good point.
they wouldn't have
That's a
just
good point.
casually just walk up, hey, whatever. Like when they put in a driveway, they got out, they started taking some of my daughter's stuff out of the trunk, and they just pulled up casually. No lights, sirens, no nothing, gunpoint. It wasn't a felony stop. So, and this cop is standing 50 feet from my front of my house. So he wasn't worried about some guy pointing a gun at him.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Again, protective sweep to make sure no one's pointing a gun at me while I stand out here casually. It's just ridiculous, but let's keep on watching this video.
Searching the house.
There are several ways an officer can conduct a search of your home. One is obviously if a person consents, and another is exigent circumstances, such as screams coming from within a residence, indicating a possible ongoing assault. A single 911 call is not enough for exigent circumstances, and a quote, safety sweep would certainly be an unreasonable cause to search the home without a warrant. The officers have still not corroborated the allegation of a firearm, nor had any of the occupants been witnessed running into the residence. In this case, the officers would need to obtain a warrant, but in order to do that, they would have to first establish probable cause. Sergeant Good continues to use the safety sweep angle to gain entry of the home, citing an unreasonable fear that someone inside may be aiming a weapon at them right now, as he simultaneously stands in the open, just meters from and directly in front of the structure. Fortunately for Bob, he is a member of Attorney Shield, and within just a few seconds of tapping the button to request legal assistance, he was connected.
We're going to make sure there's nobody in there with a loaded gun waiting to shoot us out the windows, okay?
There is.
Just to ask you, I've used Attorney Shield myself before on a traffic stop. I've tested it multiple times during our beta testing. Just a quick question, Rob. How long did it take for the attorney to come online?
It took me longer to actually, like, it was my first time. I think I hit 3 buttons and I'm like, come on, come on, come on. Like it confirms it. Like, are you sure you want to talk to your, are you like it was seconds. It was probably 15 seconds after I finally hit the button and she was there.
Our commitment is 30 seconds or less, but in my experience, it's probably around 5 to 15 seconds. But our commitment is definitely 30 seconds, 24/7. So
I was afraid I was afraid that it was going to take a bit and the cop wasn't going to care. Like I told him I'll get my lawyer on the phone, and I hit the button, and she was there. I was like, well, damn, that was pretty quick. Like I was amazed. I was amazed how quick. Like I didn't think it was going to be that quick. I don't have really good signal out front. We're in the middle of the country, and no, she was there pretty quick. And
good.
Oh yeah.
Let's watch the rest to see what she comes said.
Well, I can't take your word for it.
And you can't search that. You're not searching the
We're
house.
not searching
Or
the
here.
house.
This is Attorney. How do I see you requested support for a traffic stop today? Is that correct?
Yeah, my daughter was pulled over, and now they want to search the house.
That's hi.
Hey, I'm Sergeant Good with the York County Regional Police Department. Are you his representing attorney?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So what we have is we had a road rage incident where somebody described a pistol with extended magazine was pointed at them from a vehicle that's here in the driveway. The people that are here in the driveway, the police officers got here and saw them go into the house. And we want to try to confirm whether there's somebody in the house with an extended magazine pistol that was waving it at people or not. I explained to your client that, one, we could get his permission to look for that specific style weapon, or we could apply for a search warrant. But first, we would probably do a protective sweep of the home to make sure there's nobody in there pointing a gun at us right now. But that's where we're at.
Yes, sir. So, Mr. Ward, you understand that they don't have a right to search your home without a warrant, correct?
I told them they cannot enter the house without a warrant.
Well, there's a difference between entering the house and doing a protective sweep to make sure there's not somebody in there pointing a gun at me right now. We wouldn't be searching the house. We'd be first doing a protective sweep, making sure there's no other people in the house that would do us harm. Then after that, we would apply for a search warrant to search the house for evidence.
Yes, sir. But you understand that he doesn't have to give you permission to enter his home unless you have a warrant.
Correct. For searching it, the protective sweep, I believe there's plenty of case law saying that we can make sure there's nobody armed and dangerous in there wanting to hurt us. Again, not to search the house, but to enter for a protective sweep.
Sergeant Good is likely referring to the protective sweep doctrine, as there actually is case law regarding that. However, the protective sweep doctrine does not give officers a catch-all excuse to search a residence because they can imagine a weapon inside. Instead, the protective sweep doctrine very specifically allows police officers to search rooms inside a private residence, other than those directly specified in a search warrant, and only when they have reasonable suspicion that another person may be inside and that person poses a danger to the officers. But for some reason, Sergeant Good can't seem to get past the fact that a protective sweep is absolutely a search, regardless of any fancy moniker you apply to it. So instead of trying to explain it again to him, our attorney simply tells him no.
It is his private property, so unless you have a search warrant, you don't have a right to enter his home.
Okay, we might agree to disagree on that point for entry, but anyway, we'll apply for a search warrant, and as long as these people all stay out here, maybe we don't need to do a protective sweep, and we'll just apply for the search warrant. So, all right, very good.
See how quickly he's backpedaling. Well, as long as everybody's staying outside, maybe we won't need to do the protective sweep, because he has no idea what he's talking about, right?
So,
my partner Lackluster said it great. He says, for an imagined threat. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, all of you watching right now, imagine where a police officer, an agent of the government, can imagine some fictitious threat because of a 911 call and enter in your personal home, your private property, because of his fake officer safety concerns. That's highly unconstitutional. What were you going to say, Rob?
And he said, so he contradicts himself a couple times throughout this, and you'll see it coming up. But he says he wants to walk through and make sure no one has a pistol with extended clip. So how is that not a search? He's going to walk through the house. He's going to search. Just saying, if there's a bag of illegal stuff sitting on a table and you give them permission to walk in your house, you can get charged for that.
Right.
So as far as I know, so if they have a warrant and they're looking for this specific thing, so they find something, from what I've heard, your lawyer says that they possibly can, but what I've been told, and I haven't really researched it, which I need to, is they can only look for what's on that warrant.
Right. Yeah. And they weren't going to get a warrant anyway. And I think the attorney addresses that the unlikely of getting a warrant. They act like they can get a warrant whenever they want. Just, hey, warrant, let's get a warrant.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. Let's keep watching.
And they want.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then he acts like, oh, it could take a few hours. Well, it's not like a traffic stop where they have a limited time, write your ticket, get out of here. There's nothing in case law. Lackluster says this, but they don't have 24 hours. They can't make us stand outside 24 hours. They don't have 24 hours. They do have a time limit. It's not specific on how long, but after an hour,
right?
Yeah. After an hour, maybe two, I would have had the state police there, because for one, these officers are out of jurisdiction at this point in time, and the only reason they're there is because it supposedly happened in their jurisdiction.
Right. All right.
So
you have a great day, sir.
Do you want to talk to her about? So I understand his, animosity towards us being here and everything else like that, but we are trying to solve a crime. I don't know if you want to talk to him. That
they have no witnesses here saying that it happened.
Right. We normally don't have the witnesses.
They just took a 911 phone call.
So I'm trying to look for cooperation, look for a specific weapon. If it's not there, great.
Don't touch me again.
If you want to talk to him, see if there's anything that he wants to do with us, great. If not, we'll just secure the way we're at now. But we're not going to let anybody go back in the residence until we have a search warrant, because very well could be weapons inside, and he's actually admitted there's other weapons inside.
Note.
All right. Before I just rudely interrupted Lackluster, I just wanted to say that this officer is really trying to get your attorney to talk to you in order for you to cooperate with law enforcement. He's like, hey, if you want to talk to him about, cooperating, that's basically what he's saying. And our attorney's not going for that. She's there to protect your constitutional rights. It's just ridiculous. The police will try and do some, mind judo on anybody and try and butter you up. That's why it's always important to record the police at all times, have an attorney present, and this accomplishes both. That attorney shield accomplishes both at the same time.
I can't say it enough. She was amazing. She was amazing.
That if officers develop probable cause to search a home, but are not granted consent to search, entry and egress may be restricted while a search warrant is being sought, so long as the seizure is brief. However, there is no ruling on what brief is, so officers will often threaten to make the homeowner uncomfortable by forcing them to wait outside for hours while they attempt to obtain a warrant.
So we're going to be sitting out here for several hours waiting for the search warrant. Okay?
Yes, sir. I just, I have to protect my client's constitutional rights.
No, I get it. I totally understand. Yep. No, I get it. I just didn't know what all conversation you had before I got here on, whether, and then obviously too, I mean, one, if somebody has this weapon and they're willing to escort us to it and get it, great.
There is no weapon they're talking about in this premises.
If there is no weapon, then I understand that also. But we can't just say, somebody says somebody did the same thing to you.
So anybody can call and say, hey, this guy has a gun. And you're going and they're not here, so they can't say anything. They took a 911 phone call.
No, we talked to the person. Anyway, all right, good enough.
All right, Mr.
They don't have permission to search anything.
We're going to go.
The search. I have a lawyer on the phone.
The story takes a twist, as there is no weapon in the car, but there is marijuana paraphernalia in the trunk. Bob does have a medical card for it, but he was not a passenger in the vehicle.
So they're looking for a gun, and there is a bomb in the trunk of the car.
Okay.
I mean, they're going to get a warrant to search for a gun. So anything outside of the gun is nothing, right?
They can take it, right? That's all.
Unfortunately, if they get a warrant to search the car, I believe they can press charges for something else being found in the vehicle.
What if we just let them search it and all they find is a bomb?
It's going to be up to their discretion on whether
I
they
will
want
loosen
to.
that shit and smash it right now. And what can they do about it?
They can charge you. All right, go away. Okay.
So yeah, if you do give them permission to search, like, and they find something like that, like, just know that it is up to their discretion whether or not they want to press charges.
I got you.
And sometimes, when you are cooperative, they might let something like that slide, but there's no guarantee. So giving up your rights in that instance, the charges.
I got you.
And just so you know, like, just because they're going to apply for a warrant doesn't mean that they're going to be successful in getting one.
In hopes.
So just to clear that up, there was a lot of comments in Lackluster's video when he premiered this about you allowing them to search the vehicle and the attorney didn't do enough to protect your rights. I think the attorney did an amazing job explaining to you exactly what the consequences are if you allow them to search the vehicle, whether, and explaining to you that they cannot necessarily get a search warrant. A lot of the times it doesn't mean just because they want one doesn't mean that a judge is going to grant them one. So again, a lot of the comments were like, she didn't protect his rights about going and searching the vehicle. At the end of the day, she advised you of your constitutional rights. I'll let you tell it. It's better to come from you. You were there. She did amazing, and I know there was a lot of conflicts in the video, comments. So what it doesn't show in the video was I tried to because she wasn't a part of the lawyer. Like, she can only protect me, which I get it because I'm the one with the contract through. But Lexi, or my daughter, was there and she heard it. Like, we knew there was no gun in the car. There was never a gun. They didn't come in the house, and you'll hear this. The sergeant, the supervisor in the beginning, said they saw him walk in the house. Well, then it comes back. He never talked to the real, the first officer, and he was lying.
It'll come. They never went in the house. So there was never no gun in the car, and it was like, all right, whatever. Search the car, get out of here. Like, we could have pressed it on and on and on and on. We could have, but we knew at this point in time there was only the water bubbler in the trunk, and it is what it is. Kids will learn the hard way one day, but at the end of the day, do it. You're looking for this, whatever. The lawyer explained everything to us. It showed everything, and it was like, all right, you want to look through the car? Look through the car. There's nothing in there. And the video is going to show there was nothing in the car. There was two things that they bring up that isn't illegal for a 17-year-old to have in the car. The one thing, yes, I have my medical card. I kind of wanted to take it for her, but I couldn't because I wasn't in the car at the time. I would have said mine, whatever. But the lawyer explained everything to us. The lawyer was on top of it.
Yeah, people to understand that an attorney's job is to advise you of your constitutional rights and your rights. That is the lawyer's job. It is ultimately the client's decision what they want to do and how they want to proceed.
I told my daughter, against my advice, against my attorney's advice, not to do it. At the end of the day, it's her car. She can do what she wants, and you know, I'll back her 100%. She knows I have her back. Anything that I can do, as long as she's in the right. I'm not going to back her. She's wrong, whatever. But we were 1,000% sure what this call was about was BS, and yeah, the lawyer did her job. I think she said the name. I'm terrible with names, but she was amazing. She was amazing. She give her pay rate, Sean. I don't know what you pay her. Give her pay.
Right. I'm sure when she watches this video, she'll bring it up to us. All right, let's finish this up.
That the officer would leave if they complied. The driver eventually gives the officers permission to search the vehicle, and the vehicle only.
I got the reason that the car's here. I parked up there, kept an eye on it. It wasn't until
whoever was parked down there seen us the whole time. We're outside.
Yeah, we kind of see him. Okay. Once I saw him get the stuff out of the car. That was for no. I never.
This stuff.
That stuff.
This stuff.
Okay, all right. So
They just bring the fishing rod.
So nobody carried something in the house. We're just looking for a large pistol with an extended magazine. So that's it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You have a card?
In my car.
You got a card?
I'll grab it for you then.
You ain't got a card?
He's brand new. He don't have a card.
Bob and the attorney watch as the vehicle is searched.
So glad I have this app now.
It's definitely a good resource.
Yes, I can't wait to tell them about this interaction. It's crazy.
An empty holster and a water pipe was found, but because the officer stated that no one had gone inside, the officers began to wrap up the investigation.
I appreciate you guys. Look at the car. Really, no gun in it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know why the caller's adamant that she saw.
That's because we were recording them because they had a bat. Like, they were literally waving the bat out the window. Like, pull over.
A bat?
Yeah,
Like a
a
baseball?
baseball bat. Yeah.
Sergeant Good now finally watches the videos the vehicle's occupants took during the incident, though it was one of the first things they told the officers they had.
So they're following.
Yeah, they're following us.
The other people were upset because they both cut them off.
If I was more certain that somebody could have snuck the gun into the house.
If I had probable cause. I love how my buddy Lack put the right subtitles there. If I was more certain I had probable cause.
We would get a search warrant for the house.
That's the only way you're entering the house.
These guys are saying, what's that?
It's the only way you're going to enter the house.
Right. No, I get that. And I'm not here to, flex on you or anything like that. Okay.
He's 100% there to flex on you. If it wasn't for the attorney, we'll talk about this at the end. He would have definitely done his little protective sweep. And the good thing, we'll get to it at the end. But the good thing about it's not just the attorney. It's now this sergeant here has been made infamous online thanks to my buddy Lackluster and now myself by reposting this video. But let's keep going. Finish it up.
But if my guys would have said, somebody carried a bag inside or something. But under the circumstances at that point, I don't think we are gonna search the house. I don't like you saw your attorney on the phone down there. I don't think we are, since we were able to check the car and they're pretty certain that nobody's going to be done.
Kept an eye out until they were getting closer. And then once we saw you out, like, wow, now we better make contact before they start.
We're gonna head over to the other half and talk to them. Do they have video also?
They do.
You bring up anything?
I promise you they do.
I'll ask them to do.
They got a video.
Yeah. I mean, I would hope to see it. They could have also just been holding their phone as a scare type thing, but it could be a multitude of things. So I mean, I'll see if they have video. Except we're not just harassing you guys here. We're gonna be talking to them and making sure.
And the reason why there is 4 cops is that this is one that we would automatically send 2 guys on, and then I'm the 5th supervisor, so I'm gonna come. You know what I mean? And the other guy was semi-close at the south end of red line, so I told him. You know what I mean? It's not that. Again, whenever we have a call that involves a firearm, we have to use caution. 14.
So it sounds like everything's wrapping up there. Is that correct?
It is. For now, I'll let you go for now. If anything else happens, I'll push the button again.
Okay. Please do.
Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. You have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, too.
So I just wanted to clarify, how long did this interaction take in total? I know we cut it down.
I I think
When you had
my
the attorney.
video from the time I pulled up and videotaped was a good 35 minutes. The full video that I have, I believe it's a whole 35 minutes, and then that was 10 minutes prior to I got there. So probably a good 45 minutes.
Right. And the attorney, when you hit the button, the attorney was there throughout the entire time until you said that if something happened again, you would hit the button again, correct?
Yeah. So when in the beginning of the video was my video, a portion of my first video, and then when he was adamant that he was going to do his sweep, is
Protective sweep.
when I pushed the button, and then after I got off with her, I kept videotaping. They were a little powwow, little whatever they're talking about. So I had I guess 3 videos: the pre-video, the lawyer video, and the afterwards video.
Right. And you were fully aware that you could have hit the button. There is no limit on how many times. If you were having a police interaction, there's no limit on how many times you could hit the button. There's no time limit.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make that clear for everybody, because we used to have a time limit, but we got rid of it.
There was no time limit. She told me she was there as long in a part of the video, the original video. Well, I don't have the whole video. And the one question I do have is, and I remember you saying this when you were launching it, that we can get a copy of this whole video, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. How can you explain, if someone that's used it already? I've looked, but I haven't looked hard. How do we get a copy?
So all you have to do is email the support at Attorney Shield, or myself, or Lackluster, or any one of us, support at Attorney Shield, and we can get the video to you immediately. We'll get it to you. We'll get it to you. So everybody's entitled to their own video, and we reached, you reached out to me as soon as this happened, but we wouldn't have posted this video without your consent. You gave us consent to post the video. We don't want to violate any attorney-client privilege. So if it's a personal situation, whatever the case may be, we wanted to highlight this video to show how effective it was, how it prevented this officer from doing his protective sweep, how it protected your constitutional rights. It de-escalated the situation. It had put somebody in the situation that was much more knowledgeable than that law enforcement officer, than that supervisor. Clearly, it's really a game changer when dealing with law enforcement and the public. And that's why, we're really proud of it. We're really proud of it. We want to, and the other thing that's really important is that they can be made famous now. It's not only you. A lot of times I get emails from people like, oh, this department violated my rights. This officer violated my rights. And I'm like, okay, send me the video so I can take a look at it. And they're like, oh, I wasn't recording. And it's like, what are you doing? You're not recording. But by knowing you have Attorney Shield, you have it in your pocket, you hit the button, it's automatically recording. You don't have to think about it. You hit the button, you let the attorney protect your constitutional rights, and then it's already recording. The officer can't shut it off without his PIN. Your emergency contact knows exactly.
I love that.
Yeah. The emergency contact. Yeah, when you shut off the thing, you have to enter your PIN, right? Before you can end the call.
Yes.
Security PIN.
Yes.
Your emergency, your family and friends know where you are through geolocation. It's just something that we're really proud of. We really believe that it will change policing in America. So any further thoughts from you? Any thoughts from Rob?
I believe if I didn't have the attorney pop up and was there in those seconds, they were going through my house. My in-laws, me and my wife and kids live in my in-laws. So it's not my house, it's my in-laws' house. They're not here. And I feel, and their bedroom door is deadbolted locked. And I believe if I didn't have a lawyer on the phone that instantly, I could call my public lawyer, my uptown lawyer, whatever, not public defender, but my real lawyer, and probably won't get an answer. You know what I mean? They're off duty. He's not going to answer. That button saved everything. Like, she was not letting him violate our rights, and she did. She was on top. Like, if you hear her in the beginning, she's like, "Wait, what? He can't do that." Like, she was like mind blown. Like, if traffic stopped to search your house, get out of here. Like, you can hear it, and and it records everything, which is amazing because I mean, I pre-videoed and post-videoed, but when you put it all together, like they contradict yourself. Oh, we saw someone walk in the house. Oh, we didn't see someone walk in the house. Oh, we did this, that. Yeah. If you get pulled over, any comment, and you walk in, whatever, and you're talking to an officer, pull that phone out, start recording. When it gets to a point to where things are getting ready to get hot and heavy, get that lawyer on the phone, man. Attorney Shield's there, man. Like, yeah, them kids about to have Attorney Shield. Like,
I promise you.
I
Listen,
mean,
man, I told you. I really appreciate you letting us share your story here, and we're gonna make sure that you have a family membership, so that way all your children are protected and they all have the app on their phone. And you know, we could protect all of your constitutional rights, because an attorney should have been involved in that moment, in that incident from the moment it started. So we're gonna take care of you.
I'm glad I showed up when I did to have it, because if I didn't have it, they were coming. Like, yeah, they're gonna have it one way or another, Sean. Like, we're getting it.
All right, Rob, thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate you coming on, answering some questions, and reacting to the video for me, and giving us your thoughts on Attorney Shield. So thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you and Lackluster. You guys are amazing.
Stay safe out there. We'll stay in touch, and we'll get you that family membership.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
Right.
Thank you all y'all in the comments in the chat. Y'all are amazing.
All right, bye-bye. All right, guys. So we're going to be getting out of here soon. I just wanted to, let me see. I got my friend Lackluster in the chat. Always good to see him. So I've been reading the chat. I've been seeing you guys' comments. And like I said, I wanted to do this not only to highlight the video again on my channel for people who haven't seen it on Lackluster's channel, even though he's very, you've seen it already probably, but for the few of you who didn't, you get to see it on my channel. We are co-owners in the company. We want to highlight the company. We want to be completely transparent with you. We are not taking any sort of salary. We do not receive any sort of commission for when you sign up using the links in the description. For 10% off, either use code LAC if you like LAC, use LIA if you like me, use LIA because, we got a little competition going. But we don't receive any money from this company. Everything gets reinvested in the company. We're trying to really affect change in policing. That's the goal. LAC, our partners, David and Andy, we all believe in affecting change in this government. And that's why, we wanted to open up. Like, we got a lot of comments and emails regarding investing. Oh, this is a great idea. How do I invest? I want to sign up and I want to invest. Well, you can now invest right here on Start Engine. The link is in the description of this video. And you can get equity, become partners with Lackluster and I, and read all the information that we have laid out here. Let me see. I just want to highlight this one other person's. Thank you, David. I appreciate you too. Thank you so much. Let's read some more comments here. Thank you. You guys are awesome. We the people. Listen, one day when Attorney Shield becomes like a household name, and you have Attorney Shield on everyone's phone, on the majority of Americans' phone, when law enforcement pulls you over and you pull out that phone, you hit the button and you have the attorney with you, they're not only going to be thinking, all right, well, this person has a licensed attorney with them, number one. Number two, if I mess up in any way, I am going to be highlighted on the Lackluster channel or Long Island Audit. And that's a huge game changer, because I'll tell you one thing from personal experience, local media will not cover simple civil rights violations. They want to see blood. They want to see, somebody getting their head stomped in. And we're trying to prevent that. That's what we're trying to prevent. Been doing this for 3.5 years now. And this is the reason for Attorney Shield, to prevent those things. Thanks, Jake, for the super chat. All right, guys, if you have any questions about Attorney Shield, any questions about investing, you can reach out to support@attorneyshield.com or my email, longislandaudit@gmail. Be happy to talk to you guys. But all the information is here on Start Engine. As you can see, you can invest for as little as $100, and the link is in the description. Let's hear Liberty Troll on a third live stream, team in a row, epic. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Still hoping you will come over. Yes, we're working on it. Hopefully we can get into Canada. But John M, you have 120 shares. Thanks. You're my partner now, man. We're in this together. We're here to create change. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Long Island Audit. Peace.